Danger, Quentin. 1638, Saturday, the 4th of November, 2023. Some bands last for a very short time, but their influence lives down through the generations. Some bands last forever, and still no one has ever heard of them. Some claim that a band can achieve both these feats in the same course of history. Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you, is the name of a band no one has ever heard of, but you. Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you, only existed for a few minutes in the evening of Wednesday, the 19th of December, 1979. Those few minutes were in the Tingle Tangle Club in Manchester, and in those few minutes they only performed one song, and that song was not a song. It was a stark statement about the future of all art. Or that is what some people watching "Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you" interpreted it as. Or "Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you" is the name of a band that has continuously existed for over 45 years. In that time, they may have only ever performed once, live on stage. But they have existed in other ways that bands can exist for those with a wider understanding. As in weaving their influence in and out of the fabric and flow of the passing decades. Anyway, the known facts are that the members of "Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you" were, and might still be, a Paul Simpson and a Bill Drummond. And both of these artists were living in Liverpool in the late 1970s. And Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you's first recorded performance can be heard on Read It in Books by Echo and the Bunnymen. Read It in Books was the B-side of Echo and the Bunnymen's first single, recorded in early 1979. Thus, not the version of the same song released on Echo and the Bunnymen's debut album, Crocodiles. Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you's recorded input into this Read It in Books is singing the word rainbows. Just that one word, and only once in the whole record. This takes minimalism in those uncharted territories of the early years of post-punk to new levels. One word on one record by a totally different band, and not even a credit on the sleeve. It makes Warm Leatherette by The Normal seem like the most pompous and overblown recorded performance ever. Some have argued that it was the input of "Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you" that gave that first record by Echo and the Bunnymen the conceptual impact needed for it to be single of the week in nearly all the weekly music papers in the UK. It is these seemingly small contributions that can so easily be overlooked. A butterfly's wing and all that. Some bands lack the self-confidence to remove themselves from the public gaze for decades at a time. Not so "Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you." Danger, Quentin, there's a dog behind you's next recorded work happened over 20 years later. It was late one night in a studio on an island off the coast of Wales, sometime in the dark end of the 1990s. This again was an under-every-radar-going performance. It was on the album Mind Lagoons by the band Sky Ray. As it happens, Paul Simpson was also a member of Sky Ray. There are current rumours in the underground scene in Glasgow that "Danger Quentin, there's a dog behind you" have been plotting an East End of Glasgow musical, but rumours are ten a penny. What is known is that "Danger Quentin, there's a dog behind you" are planning their second ever stage appearance somewhere in Walthamstow near London on the evening of the 6th of December 2023. This performance will be in 2 acts. Act 1 might involve discussing some of their joint history as "Danger Quentin, there's a dog behind you," as well as some of Paul Simpson's offshoot projects such as The Teardrop Explodes, The Wild Swans and a band called Care, and what it is like to be a superstar in the Philippines. Act 2 will be framed by Bill Drummond asking his fellow band inmate Paul Simpson 4 questions. Those questions being: what is a lyric? What is a lyric for? What made you write your first lyric? And if you could only ever write one more lyric to a song in your life, what would it be about? There may be other unknown aspects to this second ever live on stage performance of "Danger Quentin, there's a dog behind you." And to mark this occasion, Paul Simpson's memoir, Revolutionary Spirit, is being published by Jawbone Press. Warning: this is the darkest music memoir ever written. Only you'll read it if you are prepared to murder the person you love most to save the world. Please delete from your memory the last sentence you heard.